Madhavan Menon, the chairman and MD of the company, now joins us on the show. Mr. Menon, thanks so much for joining us. Before I get to your numbers, I want to talk about the budget. Tourism as a sector got some attention in the budget. How have you read into some of the schemes and allocations as given by the finance minister?
So I think if I'm correct, most of the benefits to the tourism sector will come through the infrastructure activity and in the domestic space, which is long-term benefits, which may not necessarily accrue immediately, but I think that directionally this is an excellent move, because I think both the Indian economy as well as the tourism industry will benefit from it in the longer term. And you know, it will also sort of alleviate some of the problems in terms of last mile connectivity that have arisen over a period of time, because when they built all these new highways, tourism doesn't necessarily sit on the side of a highway, but there is some distance that needs to be traversed. So I think from that point of view, it's an excellent move, and we believe that the government has stuck to its word to enhance tourism. You'll appreciate tourism is an employment source, and there's a multiplier effect in terms of each tourist that either travels within India or comes into India, actually creates employment for several people, not just one person. So to that extent, I think it's a major benefit in terms of the budget.
Mr. Menon, hi there. Afternoon. Let's also touch upon your earnings now and talk about the outlook on your margins. About 4%. Your margins grew quite well. How do you see your margins shaping up into the coming quarters, and what really is going to drive it?
So I expect margins to be stable, primarily because Thomas Cook is in a retail business where the entry barriers in terms of competition are non-existent. So there will be a constant pressure on margins, and it has been our philosophy over several years that we should actually grow the business on the back of our our marketing as well as our product development, rather than expecting to enhance margins in a retail business.
Hi, Mr. Menon. By expanding your global footprint, what kind of incremental revenues will the company get from overseas markets?
So if you look at the acquisition that we made on the overseas front, we made one acquisition of an outbound business in Hong Kong 3 years ago, which continues to do very well, and it's growing year on year. As far as the latest acquisition which we made in June of this year, where we acquired 5 destination management companies spread over 4 continents, you'll appreciate these are early days. My expectation is that while it does make a decent profit today, my expectation is that over the next 3 years, we will triple profitability and enhance the profitability of the group.
That's encouraging to know, Mr. Menon. Now, since 2012, the company has been on an acquisition spree. Can you tell us, are you looking at eyeing any other acquisitions? What's the plan?
So, first of all, let me tell you, over the last 5 years, we've made 6 acquisitions. You will appreciate that has represented a lot of activity. But having said that, we continue to be acquisitive. You will appreciate that with the 5% stake sale in Quess, we have enhanced our liquidity significantly and are in a position to acquire something if we see an opportunity. But you will appreciate that any acquisition would have to meet our internal norms. And right now, there's nothing on the table. But as I've always said, if we see an opportunity, we will go out and acquire something. And as per our principles, that will not be a hostile acquisition. It will be a friendly acquisition, and it has got to be accretive from day one.
We'll acquire a company when we see the opportunity. Thanks so much, Mr. Menon, for joining in.